Do you want to say the story of it?
Well, I mean, the origin of this story, there's a lot of it that's not confirmed. This is one of those drunk on the corner of the bar stories, but he was a good friend of mine who also happened to be a drunk on the corner of the bar, old Stephen. And yeah, so he told me this tale of Rothersthorpe's Home Guard, where they'd all been given guns because they'd manufactured loads of guns, but they couldn't keep up with bullets for the front line, and so they only had one bullet, and they had to pass the bullet between them each night as they did guard duty.
Blimey.
So yeah, because I imagine they didn't think that Rothersthorpe was actually that high risk.
Well, thankfully they were right.
Back in 1942, they formed the Rothersthorpe Home Guard. Didn't think the Nazis would ever get that far, so they gave every man in Rothersthorpe a gun. But as for bullets, well, they had only one. Hey-ya! Didn't think the Nazis would travel across the land. They might send a submarine straight up the canal. So they always kept a guard posted on the lock, but there never was a swastika on the dock. Every man he had a gun, but the trigger he can't pull it. 'Cause who would ever dare to fire the only Rothersthorpe bullet? Hey! They kept a guard on both day and night. That lonely bullet gave the Nazis quite a fright. Although they attacked in London and the coast, they feared to take on Rothersthorpe's deadly host. Every man he had a gun, but the trigger he can't pull it. 'Cause who would ever dare to fire the only Rothersthorpe bullet? Hey! Then one day movement was spotted on a hill. Joe grabbed his rifle, his blood began to chill. Their defenses had been tunneled past. Joe set his sights, ready to fire at last. Every man he had a gun, but the trigger he can't pull it. 'Cause who would ever dare to fire the only Rothersthorpe bullet? Hey! They never dreamed of Nazis in the ground. As Joe took aim, his heart began to pound. Should he fire? Should he trap it? He pulled the trigger and he killed a Nazi rabbit. Hey! Joe took the rabbit down to the local pub. He planned to sell it to pay off his sub. The buyer took his price, cycled off for home. Fell drunk in a ditch, so Joe reclaimed his own. Every man he had a chance, but only Joe did grab it. Now only Joe can eat a Nancy Rothersthorpe rabbit. Hey! Hey!
You took me by surprise then.
It's one of them songs.